So what do you do when you have a vintage time capsule, a watch that you have to return back, but you still want that vibe on your wrist? You've kind of grown to love that iconic look and feel. Well, I have the answer for you today. We're looking at a blast from the past built with modern machining and modern materials. This is the Watchdives WD5513 version 2, and yes, surprise, it's another navy blue diver. So the reason I am super pumped and excited about this specific piece is because I recently covered a watch that has been in my family for the last 4 decades. I made a tribute video about how that Tudor Submariner traveled to Zurich. It changed hands, and eventually it came back home full circle. Given a piece of history like that back to its rightful place leaves kind of a void, especially not necessarily to keep the watch, because I want to give that back to Jeff, but I didn't realize how much that design kind of grew on me. So let's take a closer look at both watches side by side. As you can see here on the left, the Watchdives features a box sapphire crystal. It does a phenomenal job of emulating that warmth of the original acrylic crystal, even though it doesn't pop up quite as high. If you hold it at certain angles, you'll see that it creates this really cool illusion that gives it a hint of height that isn't actually there, which kind of reminds me of that original warmth. Surrounding the crystal is a 120 click unidirectional bezel. It has a nice, sharp, snappy sound, and it aligns perfectly right at the 12 o'clock position. There's a tiny bit of play, but it's exceptionally minimal and, within reason for something at this price point. So the mid case beautifully retains the original proportions. It sports a high polished flank side and a sharp chamfered polished edge. So that mirror polish creates a great contrast with the clean vertical brushing on the top of the lugs. Flipping the watch over, you'll find a completely sterile screw down case back with a clean brushed finish. This is also paired with a signed screw down crown featuring Watchdives logo, guaranteeing a rock solid 200 meters of water resistance. Inside the case, Watchdives made a really good choice to house the high beat PT 5000 movement instead of a chunkier Seiko NH35. This is a near one-to-one architecture clone of the famous Swiss ETA 2824-2. It beats at 28,800 vibrations per hour, and that breaks down to about 8 ticks per second. Okay, let's talk about the color. Instead of a bright royal blue of the vintage Tudor, Watchdives went with a muted navy gray that has a distinct grayish tone to it. Now, it feels incredibly sophisticated in my opinion, depending on the way the light hits it, as do many watches. I know that, the Tudor is no different in that the light affects it differently. Light is, makes watches look amazing. Honestly, that's why I don't like to judge a watch based on its profile look with a white background, because so many times that just is deceiving. When you get the watch on your wrist, you realize, wow, this watch looks a lot better than it did on that, that bland white background photo. So the light definitely plays nicely with the Watchdives 5513. There's something about those grayish tones mixed with that blue, that shift to a darker tone that just gives it a really nice sophistication. So in my opinion, that's a huge win for the dial and the aesthetics of it. When it comes to the construction, I definitely noticed the modern manufacturing, of course, compared to the original Tudor, which had those hollowed out links and end links and the stamped clasp. Whereas the Watchdives, it comes with a solid stainless steel bracelet, links, end links, with a fully milled clasp. The 20 millimeter bracelet also tapers aggressively down to 16 millimeters at the clasp, and that to me just makes it have this nice elegant vintage silhouette on your wrist. So the steel has a very fine professional CNC finish that also gives the entire watch a heavy, dense, but premium substance in your hand. So another brownie point, in my opinion, for the Watchdives bracelet is the built-in on-the-fly micro adjustment. Now, the mechanism is a little bit sturdy, and you do have to hit it at just the right angle to get it to slide smoothly. But, this level of luxury engineering for the price makes it a massive win. So a quick word of warning: if you plan on changing the bracelet, the spring bars inside the clasp hinge are a bit unique. As you can see in the video, it is not one solid piece. It's actually two tiny individual metal rods with a loose spring sitting right in the middle of it. So when you compress the pin to slide the hinge out, that center spring wants to pop right out, and as a matter of fact, mine did it. Just showing you here a close-up so you can just know what to expect, maybe put something around it to catch that spring. The reason why I took the bracelet off was to test how the case wears with straps, or fabric straps. I tried the forest green one, and now I am currently using the black NATO strap. The bracelet's going to be back on soon. I honestly wish I had two of these watches so I can have one on each. Really, really think this watch is such a cool watch. So in summary, what are we thinking here? This watch simply wouldn't exist without the iconic Tudor blueprint. We know this. But where the Watchdives shines, it's in its ability to fuse that timeless geometry with the modern materials, modern scratch resistance, and modern finishing. I don't want to downplay the beauty of the genuine vintage piece, but for me, this is the definition of sensible horology. I want to hear from you guys. What is your stance on, vintage styling? Do you prefer hunting down the real deal, or do you love the practicality of a modern microbrand homage like this? If you enjoyed the WD5513, please hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. It helps out tremendously. Until the next video, I hope you can find a sensible, reasonable piece to add to your own collection. See you on the next one.